Hi, I'm Elaine Clayton, and this is the intuitive stream drawing for June 26, 2020. And, oh boy, I was daring to ask, outcome of presidency 2020. What will the presidential election outcome be? And so the intuitive stream drawing is done eyes closed using non-dominant hand, and you never know what you're going to get when you open your eyes and gaze. So let's just go through this. I'm looking at this as this one view here, which is the chakra chart view. Head to toe, if this was a human body, this would be crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral, and primal. And we're looking at this right now as if this is the United States of America as one body. So I just want to go to the crown. And I felt like at our collective crown, we have, it was like, trophy hunter energy, like a deer, buck, trophy on the wall. And that was sort of sad. It was like, that's such an ego thing, to have trophies on the wall like that. Like, look what a great hunter I am. I can do this and kill off all this stuff, and this is what I have to show for it. I don't know if that's how we think, because the crown is representing our spiritual disposition, energy overall, or is this kind of how the politicians are? Is this what our ego really is? Is this who we are? Collectively, is that who we are? I don't know. There's something more to think about. We can think about what the symbol of the stag is, too. This also looks like a buck that really got caught. So it may not be a trophy at all. Maybe it's just a buck who's caught. This beautiful, majestic buck, but caught. So we're in trouble. This is a distressing image one way or another. And so that got my attention. And then we go into third eye, throat chakra, heart chakra, and I could not help but see what looked like Donald Trump hair, so I colored it in to be. And then this, every time I see a number 8, it's like I drew that here, infinity symbol, figure 8 on its side. This looks like a soul guide actually facing off with Donald Trump. At the throat chakra of our collective throat chakra and heart chakra, but also his personally. So it's almost like President Trump himself having on some unconscious or spiritual level a face-off with his own soul guide. And it looked to me like an axe here. And the axe is like the wooden handle and then the metal blade. So we can look at all of these things spiritually and literally. So let's look at it both ways. So spiritually, if a soul guide is communicating with, Trump on a soul level and saying something here about, maybe it's your time to leave, getting the axe, just your time to stop being the voice of America. That's just sort of what came to me. It also is shaped like a trumpet. That's kind of funny because it's a play on his name, Trump. He is the voice for us now. Everything he tweets, everything he says gets out into the world, and it becomes our voice, much to our horror sometimes, because he uses his own throat chakra, maybe even uses our emotions. I would say yes, collectively uses our hearts, our passions, our feelings, and gives a voice to it however he likes. And often it's toxic stuff or it's provocative. If you go back to the 1980s, he became famous with that tagline, "You're fired." Every day people complain about and react to just labels and terrible stuff that he says on his tweets, and it's overwhelming. So he uses his throat chakra. This is kind of between third eye and throat chakra, chaos, to trumpet out, to voice a lot of stuff that hurts, and it causes more chaos. So it could be that this is a double message, that he is voicing and using his throat chakra that way and his heart chakra that way, and it's time to get the axe, like time is up for this. It could be literal too. Let's just talk about that for a minute. This is the second time I've had an image like this, and I just want to say, I don't like anything physical about people. If it's like, I would never wish illness on anyone. So I just want to say that. I don't wish anyone ill, anyone. But if we look at it literally, it's possible that there's kind of out of a chaotic mind, a throat chakra and heart chakra illness, because this is like the chambers of the heart, esophagus. I don't know if there's a link between an esophagus and heart health issue. I mean, you think about the heart chakra has the lungs, and it could actually be COVID, but I think when I had this come up before, it was before COVID. Anyway, it could be that there's some health issue that does have to do with the esophagus and the heart. Again, I just want to say, if he does have a health issue and he has to take himself out of the race because of it, I wouldn't be surprised. Although I also, again, want to say I don't wish anyone ill. But if Trump cannot be in the presidential race by surprise, and everyone's shocked that he's stepping out, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know, but this is not a very good image here. It's full of torment, this whole image. And then we go a little bit lower, and I got this really interesting image I did not expect at all. Stream drawings are wild what they bring up. This axe seems to hit the head of a Nacho Libre, like a Mexican wrestler. The lucha, the wrestlers, the wrestling culture of Mexico. So I think in exploring, the mask-wearing Mexican wrestler, the Partido Acción Nacional Party of Mexico is traditionally a conservative party. So it made me wonder about the conservative vote, but also DACA, the Hispanic vote overall in America, the wall, the Mexican vote. How is that going to influence our election? What is the, and I haven't done any research, so I will, but what is the vote here in America with Hispanic influence? Is the Hispanic vote usually conservative? But if it is, if you're Hispanic or if your roots are Mexican, how can you vote for Trump when he's done the wall, and he's been really terrible to the, the whole migrant thing, the DACA issue. I mean, I don't know. I think there's a serious something going on here. There's a battle, obviously. So I think that there's some big influence with the Hispanic vote. It could also be that there is a running mate, maybe for Biden or something that will have Hispanic roots. I just think there's going to be something important with the Hispanic influence here to look into, because here it is, this big wrestler here, and this other image that showed up with the wrestler is a firefighter, and even with the water hose. So I'm thinking this is going to be a serious clash. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going to be easy. There's a lot to study. I have to go do some research, but this is interesting and loaded, really loaded. Then I saw here at the root, this was really interesting too. First of all, there was like a feminine divine, like an elder, female elder wisdom. Like at our base root, I think it's not really a man's era anymore. It feels like, the era of the age of Aquarius is here. Like we want the elder woman, the wisdom of the elder woman to come be with us at our root. People are tearing down the statues of the men, there aren't hardly any statues of women. Maybe it's time to erect some statues of really good, wise women. I don't know. This feels like at our base root, we long for the feminine divine. And then there was this heart with a couple in it. And I couldn't, for the life of me, really think what that meant unless we want wholeness and harmony at our root collectively. And that's really what we want restored. And then, of course, this is sort of humorous, but I tried to color it in like Michelle and Barack Obama after talking to my sister, because we thought the only couple we could think of that is a political couple that feels harmonious, or, there isn't really a couple in politics right now that comes to mind, actually, except for those two. So maybe they'll pull together a voting base in a way that nobody else can. So this is interesting. It's not really saying who's going to win, but still just one last visit upon the overall look before I turn this to bring up a few other things. I would not be surprised if Trump was not going to be in this election at the end of it. I mean, as we approach election time, if he steps out for some reason, I wouldn't be that surprised. That's a big thing to say, but I just wouldn't be that surprised. And then turning this, I just want to focus on a few things. I saw what looked like bumper cars, like we're in for a real hard election process because bumper cars are not fun. And then it looked like someone is it a voting booth, or is it like being at the computer? Can you even have a computer voting process? Absentee ballots were even a problem. If COVID is so bad, can we even go to a voting booth? Is it possible to do voting by computer, or is that too open to corruption? I don't know. There's something about voting and this real effort. This is like a butterfly to rethink voting, but it's kind of a mechanical butterfly. It's like a butterfly on a stick. So I don't know that we'll get there as far as actually really reinventing how to do it. But it's like there will be an effort to reform it again. We're in such a crisis with how to do voting, but it looks like that's still an issue. And then moving along, this doesn't look easy. Again, this looks like rough terrain as we go along. And then I feel like as we come out of the election season, we're like the wounded soldier here coming home from war. We'll make it, but it's going to be wounding. So do I know who's going to be elected? No, but I think it's going to be dynamic. It's going to be hard. And if you were to ask me, so far, I don't think Trump's going to be in there. I would like to know what you think. And I think the Hispanic vote, something about the Hispanic vote is going to be very important. If you see something in this stream drawing that I missed, I'd like to know what you think. Or if you do a stream drawing with the same question and you see and perceive other points, I would love to know what you see. And we know that this can change day to day. So I will probably try asking for more intuitive guidance on this question about the election coming up as we go. Every day something new happens, so I don't really know, but it could change. So let me know what you think, and please share your insights. ElaineClayton.com, and refer to Making Marks, Discover the Art of Intuitive Drawing. Thank you.